I want to talk about Sony. Um, a lot of people these days are really focused on this acquisition from Xbox for, you know, Bethesda Activision. I think it's ZeniMax is the parent company that they're buying. And how Sony's being a little bit, a little baby, basically, and whining and complaining. Oh no, competition. I get it, and yes, there should be some criticism to Sony on this end. But I feel like most of the focus is entirely on the wrong part of this Sony issue. If we step back and just look at Sony as a company right now, there seems to be a sickness or a infection. It's becoming more and more westernized. Gone are the days that we see the latest Ape Escape or Puppeteer or Rain. Gone are the days that we look forward to games like Tokyo Jungle or even the 2D Sackboy Adventures, Little Big Planet. If you want innovation and quirky Japanese games, go elsewhere. Go to the Nintendo Switch. Go to the American Nintendo Switch shop, eShop, and then go to the Japanese Nintendo Switch eShop. See all the great games that are left over there and how they're very quirky and unique, and you can buy them. You just need, a Japanese account, and you need to go and get a Japanese eShop card and buy these at, places like Play Asia. Go to the PSN store for PlayStation 4 and see that games like the new Utawada Ramona, which is called Monochrome something. See that it's not there and it's not going to be there. See that Steam has it instead. Go to the Japanese PSN and see that instead of having a ton of Japanese only games that, were left over there, it's only that Monochrome one that's there. If you were to cut and paste the PSN American store and take out the language, you could overlay it on top of the Japanese one. They would look almost identical. That makes me sad. Where are all the great games? Where's Boku no Natsumi? Where's my next Ape Escape? Where's Jak and Daxter? Do we have to make an infinite amount of Halo clones or first party single player open world experiences? How many times do you need to play Spider-Man? How many times do we need to remake The Last of Us? How many times do we need to have a God of War or a Ghost of Tsushima? Great games. Not knocking them. Great games. But what I wouldn't give for another Rain. Another Puppeteer. This generation I switched over to the Xbox Series X. I figured, number one, it's the best console on the market. I mean, power-wise, This isn't fanboy talking. I was a Sony fan, but it has pretty much the same things I could get on a PlayStation 5, and if it doesn't have a quirky thing, well, then there's Steam and there's the Switch. You really want to lament something? Go to the PlayStation 3 PSN store in Japan. Try to buy a game there, first off. It's not as easy as just the Nintendo eShop, of which I've bought many Japanese games. You gotta run through all these hoops and stuff. But then look at how many games were Japanese exclusive on the eShop or on the PSN store, and lament the fact that they're shutting that down. They're not carrying it over. Are you telling me that the PlayStation 4 or 5, the future of PlayStation, can't emulate a PlayStation 1 game or a PlayStation 2? I'm not talking about PlayStation 3. I'm talking about the hundreds upon hundreds of PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games that are going to be lost forever. Better get your wallet out, because some of these games that are $7 on the PSN store sell for $70 for the physical on eBay. Don't even get me started on Amazon, which is like $140. Some of these games you can't even find. They're so unique and their names are so quirky that the translations are so vast and different, you have to look it up 5 different ways to Sunday just to find it. And then nobody's selling it. Where are those games on PlayStation 5, by the way? Not just those particular games, but games like them. It's funny how where every other system, and I include the PC, is moving towards quirky Japanese, the visual novel genre has exploded in the last few years. This was unheard of. I used to have to go to Play Asia and just look at all the visual novels and almost cry. Oh, I want that one from that was on the PSP. But I don't know Japanese, and I, at that point, didn't realize Google Translate existed. So I'd have to, the one or two that would come over on, for the PSP or some other system, I'd have to, just scrape by. The Vita was great for this, by the way. What happened with that? But everyone else is exploding with this kind of innovation. But Sony's shying away from its Japanese roots. So you all can debate and talk about how Sony wants to take its ball and go home and doesn't want to play. Sony wants to complain. Yeah, they're being little babies. And another word that begins with B. And I get it. I understand. Yes, criticize them. But more so, you should criticize them for being so un-Sony as to not give us games that defined genres. Games that gave us experiences you couldn't get anywhere else. Now they're just a Western company, and I'm through with them. I have an Xbox Series X, I have my PC, and I have my Switch. Sure, I'll still collect older games, but not from Sony.